All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully all you are here to learn about ARM templates. My name is Esteban Garcia. I'm the founder and chief technologist at Nebbia Technology. We are a Azure and DevOps consulting company based out of here, Orlando, just about 30 minutes downtown Orlando. I'm a Microsoft ALM MVP, also a regional director. My Twitter handle's up there, so feel free to tweet me later, ask me any questions about this session or anything else related to DevOps or Azure. So your dev lead or your architect asked you to build that. And then that somehow turned into this. And you've been working on that for the last few months or few weeks if you're delivering quickly and often. And now it's time to release. And now you're like, oh, how do I release that thing to my test environment? How do I release that thing to prod environment? How I got there is by going to the Azure portal and clicking around and getting to here. And then we added some settings on the app service, and we added some settings on the function. And yeah, that database thing, we hard-coded the password, and we have no clue what that password was. And I'm not really sure what's going on in the Logic app, but we have things going on there that we really, really need to make them into test and production. So now, how do I get there? How do I make sure that I don't fall into the same problem where now we can't release? We've been working really hard, and it works really well in dev. I promise that this will work in production. We just don't know how to get this thing into production. So over the next 45 minutes, we're going to be covering ARM templates, Azure Resource Management templates. The solution to not getting here and say, I have no clue how to duplicate that problem. Or looking at production looking like this, and someone says, hey, I want to be able to duplicate that in a test environment, and you not being able to duplicate your production environment in a different environment. So how do we solve that problem? First, we need to version control. Think about how do you solve the problem of being able to duplicate the same code living in different environments? How do you solve the problem of making sure that you and the rest of your team can work together and collaborate with code? We create a CI/CD pipeline. We want to be able to automate. I don't want to be able to be right-click and publish all day long. Like my friend Damien says, friends don't let friends right-click and publish. So we're going to move away from doing that. We're going to implement peer reviews. Infrastructure, just like code, should have its peer review. I should be able to have someone from my team, whether they're my peer developer, someone from the infrastructure team, someone from DevOps, to come and look at it to make sure, hey, you're a developer, you created a SQL Azure database, or you created a VM. Did we do it the right way? Did we follow the standards that we specified in our organization to make sure that we don't get hacked? Did we make sure that we're sizing this correctly? I want to make sure that someone can look at those. I also want to define dependencies. If my application, my web application, has a dependency on SQL Server, and it has a dependency on Redis cache, and other things, should my web application live in Azure without a SQL Server and Redis cache that it depends on? Probably not. So we want to make sure we're able to define those things. And then just like what DevOps and what Azure allows us to do, we want to be able to experiment. I want to be able to take my code from last June and bring it down and duplicate it in the environment exactly as it was last June, with the database backup from last June. I don't want to mix and match and guess, well, June, did we have the SQL Server there? Did we have the VM there? Did we have the Redis or whatever else in there? We want to be able to experiment and understand what our application would look like, or say, well, what if I add this? And once you add it and you say, yes, that looks good, you don't want to say, well, now let's script it out and create some PowerShell so that someone can run it later. So in comes infrastructure as code. So infrastructure as code is a DevOps concept that allows you to have a descriptive model of your infrastructure. Literally what it says, your infrastructure lives in code. And you're able to take your infrastructure and put it into version control. You're able to take that infrastructure and collaborate with the rest of your team. Do pull requests, pull the code down, make some changes, push it back to Git, and really be able to iterate through your infrastructure and your application together. We're going to leverage version control. Whether you're using Azure Repos, which was VSTS before, whether you're using TFS, whether you're using GitHub, Subversion, Bitbucket, doesn't matter what. We're going to leverage version control to take our infrastructure and version it along with our code. So we know that my code, version 1.3, is supported by infrastructure version 2.0, and I'm not going to deploy version 1.0 of my code when my infrastructure has evolved. So we want to make sure that we're able to keep those in sync. As I mentioned, infrastructure code is one of those key DevOps practices that allows us to deploy early and deploy often, and be really, really sure about that what we're going to be deploying looks exactly like it did in lower environments. So why go through the travel of infrastructure as code? There's infrastructure drifts. How many of you have been through the problem where someone goes into production and says, well, we need to scale out this thing, and they just scale it out. And then when you go to deploy next time, you're like, well, why do we have 4 instances of this thing? Or why are we paying $1,000 for this website where our budget was only $200? Or wait, who made this configuration change, and why do we have an extra database in a SQL Server that no one knew about? So this allows us to control those things, allows us to really put some policies around what's in production. Just like we ideally don't open up production code and start making some changes right in production just to see what happens, we don't want to do that with infrastructure either. That also leads to inconsistent settings. And then sometimes I just want to reproduce my production environment. I need an exact replica of production in 10 minutes. I don't want someone to, okay, well, let me open up a separate monitor and try to duplicate every single resource and every single setting because we don't know how to do it. Or, well, pull that PowerShell script from one place and do something else from over there, and eventually you get there, and it might be hours or days. We want to remove manual processes. Why? Because manual processes make our process slower. We can't deploy early. We can't deploy often. We can't reach zero downtime deployment if we have a lot of manual processes in the way. And then that means that we can't deliver value to our customers early and often. And sometimes there's just those hard-to-track configurations. How many of you have been in the position where, like, production works this way, but staging, we just can never get it working just right. There's like a port that's not open that works just fine in some environments, but it doesn't work in the other. We just sort of click on buttons and things happen, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? So those are the things, that's the reason why we want to think about infrastructure as code as being part of your process. So what do you get out of it? Like, once you say, okay, yes, this ARM template thing that Esteban was talking about sounds really cool, and we want to implement it. Why? Like, if your team, your boss, your company says, well, why do we want to bother with that stuff? We've been doing okay-ish without it. So first of all, idempotent. So you're able to, every single time, make sure that your environments look exactly the same. I deployed it to test. When we're going to go to production, there's no question whether the port is going to be open or not. The port will be open because it was open in test. If someone says, hey, I need a training environment by tomorrow, sales calls you and says, hey, I'm going to do this really big demo tomorrow, huge client, I just need a demo environment by tomorrow. Okay, push a button, I'm there, right? There's no like panic because now we need this demo environment. Sometimes we just need to provision multiple test environments. If you have multiple teams working and your testers are part of your development team and you want to be able to create multiple test environments to support that, this allows you to do that with no hands, right? Just deploy. And one of my favorite things, this allows me to practice my deployments. I don't want to get together at 2 in the morning on a Wednesday to deploy. And I'm sure many of you have been in this big conference room where we're hunkering down for a deployment at 2 a.m. because this might be a while. I want to be able to say, I'm deploying and I'm going to launch, and when I get back, that thing's going to be done. You know why? Because I practiced it so many times. I practiced it in dev, I practiced it in test, I practiced staging, and production is not an event. It's not a thing. We just deploy and we go. And lastly, and probably most important, I want to be able to deliver a stable environment every single time. So Microsoft's answer to this is Azure Resource Management Templates, ARM templates. That's Azure's infrastructure as code solution. This supports platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Everything that you can create in Azure today is supported by an ARM template. So if your solution requires a function and it requires an app service, requires a VM, whether it's Linux or Windows, it's supported by ARM templates. So the idea here is to group your resources together in the way that they get deployed, right? So if you say, well, my solution is made up of, I have one big monolith that's an app service with a SQL database, and it requires a Redis, and also makes a call to function, and we always deploy all those together. Okay, that's your ARM templates. That's your deployment pipeline. Now, if you say, well, my web app, I want to be able to deploy that thing on its own because it's decoupled. My web app is over here, my functions over there, and they all can stand on their own. You end up with two resource groups with two ARM templates, and you can nest them together if you want as part of your pipeline, right? So think about what does your deployment process look like, what does your cadence look like, and align that to your ARM templates. What this allows you to do is update, delete, create resources on the same operation. I can run my ARM template and say, I want to do a complete ARM template, and what it's going to do is going to take my ARM template, which is just a JSON file. I'll go over that in a second. And it's going to compare that to your resource group in Azure, and it's going to say, whatever is in the JSON file, make my resource group in Azure look exactly the same. So that's one mode. You can also say, I want to do incremental. Don't delete anything. Just anything new, anything that's changed, go ahead and update it in Azure. The idea here is to get to the point where you have a single template that can be used across multiple environments. So don't say, well, I'm going to create a dev template, a test template, and a production template. That sort of defeats the purpose. One template allows you to deploy every single time to all the environments. Now, your dev environment might have smaller instances or less instances. Your prod environment might have different configuration settings, right? That's where some of the parameters and variables come in. We're able to inject values to be able to make sure that each environment truly works the way you need it to work for you. Now, ARM templates, what do I need? What tools do I need to be able to use ARM templates? Supports Azure PowerShell. So right from PowerShell, you're able to say, here's my JSON file, go. You're able to use Azure CLI. You're able to go right to the Azure portal and say, I want to deploy this ARM template. You're able to go to the Azure portal and also say, I want to be able to get out the ARM template. So reverse engineer the ARM template. Let's say that your application is already in production. And you came in here, it's like, oh, wow, that sounds like we have to redo everything. No, you don't have to redo everything. Go to your working application. You're able to pull out that template. You have to massage the template a bit because a lot of data comes out, but it's a start. There's a REST API for it. There's client SDKs for it as well, and a few other things. So the benefits, why do I need it? So you're able to deploy, manage, and monitor all the resources for your solution as a group. You're able to repeatedly deploy your solution throughout the development lifecycle. Manage your infrastructure through declarative templates. Manage your infrastructure side by side with your code, side by side with your database. By the time I'm ready to deploy my code, I know that all the resources that I need are in Azure already. I know that if I have a new story and that story requires Redis or a new function, I'm going to add that function to the ARM template. I'm going to add my code that relies on that function. I'm going to commit them together, make them part of the same pull request. Now my team can review that, make sure that they're all there. Because otherwise what happens is that, oh, we deployed, but wow, the function's not there. Now things are broken. Or, oops, we went live and we forgot to deploy the Redis cache and now we're down. And now we're trying to scrambling to figure that out, right? So now everything's going together. You're able to apply access control. You're able to apply tags, right? So if you're relying on tags for like billing and things like that, you're able to include those in your ARM templates. So how do we work with them? What's an ARM template? So an ARM template is just a JSON file. JSON file has 4 separate sections. Your parameters, that is the thing that makes these templates reusable. This is where I'm able to specify the names that I want for my app service, the name that I want for my function. That's where you're able to specify what sizes, how many instances. You know, all the things that, you know, if you were to write a method, how do you make that method reusable so it's not just a single purpose? You know, that's where the parameters come in. You're able to have variables. We're able to concatenate things. You're able to index things. You're able to do a lot of different things with your variables, like, just like you could with programming. Then resources, that's the most important part of it. That's where you're able to define everything that goes inside of your resource group. And then outputs, those are the things that you want to get out. Let's say that you create an app insights resource. And then you want to be able to get out the App Insights key because you're going to use it farther down the line in your pipeline. Well, you're able to output that. Or if you create a website and you say, well, I don't really care what the URL is, just create auto-generate some name. Okay, well, I need the name out so I can use it later. I don't care what it is, I just need to know what it is, right? So what does that look like? So parameters, you just, within the JSON file, you define them. And here I'm defining hey, give me the login, it's a string, the password is a secure string, and database name another string. You're able to define them as whatever type you need. Variables here, I'm concatenating some parameters I came in, and I'm putting a -web, -service plan, and SQL here, right? And then the resource, that's where the meat of it is. So every single resource in Azure has a different little ARM template snippet. Some of them require different things. All of them require an API version, a name, a type, location. In some cases, you're going to need a SKU. Some cases not. There's really, really good documentation on the ARM template that goes with each resource or most resources out there. And I'll show you a way to also get that out in a second. So I've been talking for a while, so let's go into demo. That way I know that you guys didn't just come here for the great slides that I created. So all right, so to get started, the easiest way to get started for me is using Visual Studio. Visual Studio allows you to create a cloud project that's going to generate an ARM template. I'll start from scratch, and I'll show you one that I already created after that. That way you guys don't have to watch me create a bunch of templates. So I can say, new project, and under cloud, there's an Azure resource group. As long as you've installed Visual Studio 2017 and you've enabled the Azure tools, you'll get that. Once you select Azure Resource Group, I'm going to click OK. And it's going to ask me, well, what are you trying to build here? I can start with a blank template, so I can start creating my resources. Or there's a few templates that come out of the box with Visual Studio. So I could say, well, I'm trying to build a logic app, or I'm trying to build a web app with SQL Server. Let's say that you're just getting started. That gives you the basics of it. In GitHub, there's a whole repo full of community contributed templates, like hundreds of them. So you can pull them from Visual Studio, you can pull them. You can also just search for Azure Quick Start templates in GitHub, and you're able to bring them in here. So I'm just going to select web app and SQL just to show you what the general format of these templates is. And what ends up happening is I get 3 files. I get my JSON file. That's the template. That's the ARM template itself. I get a parameters file. Those are default parameters I can pass into your template. And then you get a PowerShell script. And that PowerShell script allows me to execute my ARM templates right from here, right from PowerShell. So that's what you create. So now I created an ARM template to show what I showed. Remember the screenshot I showed earlier, what we're trying to build? This ARM template here that I created, it has all those things. Visual Studio gives me this nice little JSON outline section that shows me all the different resources in my ARM template. Right? So here on the left-hand side, I can show you I have 23 parameters that I'm passing in. Site names, SKUs, capacity, database names, and things like that. Things that may change between every single environment. Things that are going to be constant, just put them in your variables. But things that you want to say, well, when I go to dev, I want this name. When I go to test, I want this other name, or I want this size. Put them in your parameters. And then here I have my resources. I have a SQL Server with 2 databases. I have my hosting plans. I have my web app, and I'm able to set my connection strings here. I have a logic app, Redis. I have a function. So all these different things that I needed for my application, everything that I had on that diagram is created here. Now, let's say that I want to make a change to my resource. Let's say I want to make a change to this configuration database. I can click on that, and you can see that right here in Visual Studio, that gets highlighted. I can start looking at it, right? So this is how I define and deploy a database within a Azure SQL Server in Azure, obviously. This is how I define and deploy Redis cache. So I can just take that snippet and share it around, and now I can commit this to my Git repo, and I can get a pull request and get my team to help me with this, or maybe we can collaborate. I can also open this up in VS Code, right? So that's not just a Visual Studio 2017 thing. VS Code has a plugin for ARM templates. So I just opened that same folder up, and here, if I click on my ARM template that's here, you can see that I get the same JSON outline here on the left-hand side. You can see all the different things that I've created, and I can click on it. It also takes me right to it, right? So you don't have to open up, Notepad or Notepad++ and do this all on your own, right? You get some tools that allow you to add things to it or to edit it. If I want to add more resources, all I do is I can right-click on the resource, add new resource. This is also going to take me through a bit of a wizard to ask me, what do you want to create? What do you want to name it? And it'll add it to my resource group, right? So the JSON file is not super simple, right? So this allows me to at least shortcut some of those things. And I'll show you some other things that you can do to make that your job a little easier. So once we're done and we say, okay, now I'm ready. I think I'm ready to deploy this. So I know earlier I told you that I don't like to right-click and publish, but I'm going to start by right-clicking and publish, and then I'll show you the better way. And I'll show you why we don't want to right-click and publish. So I could, right from Visual Studio, right-click, deploy, and click on this, and this will go up to my talk to Azure and say, well, let's find your subscriptions, let's find the resource groups that are already there, and it'll pre-populate them for me. In my case, I want to deploy to this resource group. I could also deploy to a brand new resource group right here. I can say, just go create a brand new resource group. Yeah, let's be a little bold here. So this is going to be my resource group. Please don't create, let's see. Let's go and click on create. So it's going to create my resource group itself. Once it's done with that part, and it's just cycling through some things there. Next thing I want to do is I want to specify what parameters I want to pass in. And remember there was the parameter file? I can edit the parameters right from here. So I can just say, well, let's call this, I'm doing this live. So let's call it live, and this is my username, password. Database live, just live on everything. So I'm able to specify all the things that I want to use here. And storage account, I need to be careful with the size. So this, and click save. Now I can deploy. So now you saw PowerShell came up quickly. Now this is going to show me all the things that are happening within Azure, starting to create the resource group. If I jump over to Azure, you can see that here's my resource group was here somewhere. Forgot what I called it. Thank you. Thank you. So this is being created. It'll take a second for it to start showing things up, but the resources are going to start showing up. So as this tells me that it finishes creating different things, it'll show them. You sure this was the right one? Sorry? It should be, yes. Yeah, Dev Live. I want to put a different subscription. Sorry about that. I have a feeling there's a caching issue going on there. Oh, I think I misselected the other resource group, but the other resources are being created there right now. We can actually see that there's a deployment happening right now, and you can see that the resources are being created. It's showing me all the resources being created. Sorry about the confusion there. So now that I have that, then someone else can take my ARM template. They can start right-click and publishing. But what I just showed you right now is one of the problems. Each person is going to do it a little different. Each person is going to pick a different name. And now we can start getting out of hand. We can get this explosion of ARM templates or resource groups all over our subscription. We don't know what to do with that. So now how do we make this more automated? So I mentioned earlier that I do a lot of work with the Azure DevOps team. So Azure DevOps to the rescue. So Azure DevOps, for those of you who have been using VSTS or Visual Studio Team Services up to now, VSTS is now Azure DevOps. That was announced about a couple of weeks ago. So within Azure DevOps, I'm able to create my code repository. And I have a repo here with my ARM template. And that code right here, that JSON file, made it to my repo. Once I have that in my repository, I can create a pipeline that allows me to build and deploy right from my ARM template. So I can go to my pipeline, I can go to my builds, and since I'm just deploying the infrastructure right now, I'll start with that. I'll show you one that has both code and infrastructure. I can say, well, all I need to do for my build, I'm trying to package things, right? So I want to, just like with code, when I'm packaging and then handing it off to someone else to deploy, I can say just take those ARM template files and put them in an artifact and publish them to back to Azure DevOps, into my pipelines. So all it's doing is that, just taking my ARM templates. Then I'm going to create a release, and I'm going to deploy. I'm going to say I want to create a dev, staging, production, and a training environment that look exactly the same. So now I can go to Azure DevOps within pipelines and create a release that says I have these 4 environments. I want those 4 environments to look exactly the same. And I go to my dev environment, and there's a task that does Azure deployments. That Azure deployment allows me to deploy the same ARM template to all my environments exactly the same. I tell it which subscription I wanna talk to. I want to tell it what action do I want to take. Do I want to create, update? I want to delete stuff. I just want to create or update. Then the resource group name, specify this $ variable thing here. So I can define variables. I can define a variable name here called resource group. And then that resource group is going to be called Ignite ARM Pipelines. And then it's going to take my environment name and concatenate it and create that resource group for me. So now, no matter where I deploy to, it's always going to have that environment name on it. So if someone says, hey, create another test environment, sure, let's go over here, create test2. And all it's going to do is we're going to take that other environment, that test2 environment, and concatenate it with my resource group in this case. Now, I have a lot of parameters that I showed you that I'm passing in. So my template, I just tell, okay, go find the template that we built against. And it's going to take my ARM template right here, and it's going to put it there. So that's my JSON file with my ARM template. There's a parameters file. And lastly, I have my override parameters. I want to be able to override that with some variables as well. So I'm overriding my site name, my admin login, my admin password, my database names. All those are going to come from my variables that I'm defining in one single place. So now what this allows me to do is that every single time we want to deploy to dev, to staging, to production, or whatever environment, it's going to happen the exact same way. Just like you expect your code to end up in an environment a specific way, now your infrastructure is always going to look the same way across all your different environments. Now, that's great, but we talked about infrastructure and code going together. So I can, just like infrastructure on its own, I can go to a different release pipeline that I created here. And in this pipeline, for each one of my environments, the first thing I do is I deploy the infrastructure, do an Azure deployment, followed by these deployments to either an app service or API to function, whatever you need to do. The first thing I do before I deploy my code is I run my ARM template. I want to make sure that the environment that I'm deploying to is exactly what I'm looking for. If someone changed something, if someone changed an instance size, I'm going to resize it to the thing that we said what we're going to be using, right? So removing some of that drift. If someone really wants to make that change stick, go make that change in version control and get it committed and go through a pull request process so that we're doing a code review. Why do we want to go with an S2 instead of S1? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, approved. And now next time, every single time, we're going to be doing an S2. But those are conversations that we're having instead of someone going in and messing with your infrastructure at will, especially in production, right? We want to make sure that production matches a specific configuration. Now, how do we get to, let's say that you already have an environment in Azure, and you want to be able to pull out that ARM template. So I can go to one of my resource groups here. And let's grab my prod environment. My prod environment has a lot of things. Feels kind of painful for me to be able to go and manually create this ARM template. It would be awesome if Microsoft gave me an easy way to be able to pull that out. And thankfully they did. So I can click on this automation script part. I don't know if you guys have noticed that before on your Azure subscription. And this is going to generate an ARM template for me. That's going to have all the resources that it finds in that resource group. Now, there are some resources that are not supported by this, and it'll tell you, just like it told me at the top. There's some resources that I didn't know how to export, right? In this case, 15 of them. And it'll give me details. It'll tell me exactly which ones are not supported. But this gives me a start. I can take this resource, this ARM template, and download it, and then bring it into Visual Studio, VS Code, or wherever, so you can make it your own, right? It might be that I look at all these parameters, and I don't need 49 parameters. I only have like 20. So do I really need this parameter here? Maybe, maybe not. So you're able to make those changes yourself within the ARM template. The other thing that I run into sometimes is that I'll be creating my ARM template, and I don't know how to create a snippet. I don't have the snippet. I either can't find it or can't really figure out how it would work. So what I can do, I can go back to my resource group and say, well, I'm going to create a new app service. So I'm going to click on Add. Let's go ahead and Web App. Click Create. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but here at the bottom, there's this automation options link. It's fairly new. Been there for about 2 months. If I click on automation options, well, I need to give it a name before. There you go. What this is going to do is going to show me what the ARM snippet for that resource looks like. So now I'm able to take that ARM snippet and put it into my ARM template, right? Without creating it. I didn't even have to create the resource itself. All this is doing is just saying, well, here's what you would need. Go add it to your ARM template and make it part of your process, right? So this allows me to do that. So it makes it really easy for me to get started with that piece. Go back to my resource group that I was deploying from. See if this is finished. I was talking about this with the resource group deployment completed. You can see that it's actually still going. I just remember I have a Redis cache, and that takes like 20 minutes. Regardless, once it finishes, Visual Studio will let me know it finished, and then my resource group will complete altogether. Now, the other thing that you get for free by using resource groups this way, so I'm able to go back to my to the resources that I'm deploying. And I can see the deployments that I've completed. So in this case, I just had one deployment, and I can go to it, and I can see what did we deploy, and there's a whole list of all the deployments that we've done. So I can go to a previous deployment and also redeploy it. I can see exactly what did we deploy. Well, last time we did a deployment, here were the inputs. here is the ARM template that we actually used for that deployment, and I can redeploy it, right? So now I'm able to go back in time and say, well, how did we get here? What was the thing that we do to be able to get to that state? I think right now I was deploying to my development resource group again. So I can say, well, last time we did this, looks like we're doing a ton of stuff here. Why are we doing that? I can go back and redeploy the previous template. All right. So now you can see that if I go back to my pipelines, let me redeploy this. Show you what that looks like as it deploys. So rather than me right-clicking and deploying from Visual Studio, now I'm letting my Azure pipeline go out and talk to Azure. It's going to take the ARM template that is now checked in and part of my package. And then once it's part of the package, it's going to be able to deploy to Azure. Waiting for a queue. Let's show you one that's completed instead. So this is what you would see. So instead of me right-click and deploying, you will be able to get to do it that way. So the idea here is for you to be able to have a single way for you to deploy your code, your infrastructure, and your database. All right, wrong slide. So now that you know about ARM templates, what's next? First, just go try it. Use Visual Studio, use VS Code, use PowerShell, use Azure DevOps, and see how can you leverage ARM templates to be able to help you and your team deploy more often, deploy in a way that you're able to ensure that your environments are what you're expecting to have in production. Yeah, and if you have any questions with ARM templates, there's my contact information. There's my Twitter information. There's my email information. And I wanted to reserve some time for questions. So if anyone has any questions, I'll be here for the next while, as long as you guys need for questions. And with that, I appreciate you guys coming to my session. Make sure that you evaluate the session and let me know how I did. If anyone has any questions, then you can come up.